right. Let's see.
Oh,
Okay.
that's our live.
It says we're live. Let's see what.
Let's see.
It says this live video should start soon.
All right. O and the ending of O and then the starting of P tonight. So we're going to be talking about all things oregano and oregano touch. This is a hot. Speaking of hot topics, a hot oil. And we're going to be talking about passion and passion touch. And we're going to be talking about patchouli and the past tense tension roller and PB Assist, who's got that, and PB Assist Junior. So we're going to be talking about all of these things tonight. And so we want to know from you, what do you most want to know about these things? Do you have something in mind that you're wondering about? It's okay if you want to put it, well, I guess you can't put it in the comments anonymously, but you can pretend like you're asking for a friend. We do that a lot, right?
We do that all the time. And that we absolutely will not think that you're actually asking for you if you ask for a friend, we promise.
Yes. So we polled inside our private customer group about these oils and these products. And here's what you wanted to most want to know about. The hottest topic was really the fact that many of you are saying you feel discouraged and self-conscious. And is there an oil that can help me feel more confident? And another whole set of you said, what can I do when the doctor says it's a virus and there's nothing we can do for you? Like,
I know.
We lay at home and sip our Sprite.
Yeah, no.
No, there's more to do. And then a lot of you also said you're stressed out and you get tension headaches. And what can you do for that? So we're going to talk about that tonight. And then patchouli makes me think of old hippies. But we're also going to talk about what else it's good for so that you can know what to do with your patchouli. And so we're going to talk about some things like that. And we're also going to make sure we cover and make sure you know that you're prepared for the zombie apocalypse and what to have on hand for that. So, hey, Pam. Hey, Bethany. Good to see you guys on here with us tonight. Okay, so let us know, what do you most want to know about these oils tonight? Okay, so let's start out with this whole concept of feeling discouraged and self-conscious, and how can we help ourselves feel a little bit more confident?
So I think that's a great way to use the passion oil. All benefits of this oil, which is inspiring blend. So those of you who are asking for a friend, if passion was for bedroom passion, it's not that kind of oil, although we have talked about some that are, and I'm sure
it can be.
But this one is more for like inspiring passion within yourself. And as far as being more confident, this oil helps you to face your fears and be confident and to break free from your self-imposed limitations. So this is a really great one to put on to help you feel more confident, more courageous, brave, and just go out and do that thing.
I love that. So what's in this? So I know this is kind of a more, whenever I smell this, I think of like, it's kind of very like a sweet, spicy, very rich smell, I think. But it's got cardamom and cinnamon and ginger and clove and sandalwood and jasmine. Those of you like jasmine. And so I love this. I actually wear this sometimes as a perfume, but I will say it's kind of sweet sometimes. So sometimes a little too sweet for me. What about you guys?
I have had the same experience with it. I will tell you that it's really funny because I just did an iToby scan last night and I scanned for it. And I haven't scanned for that one in a really long time. But I had a day yesterday where it made perfect sense. And so I used it last night, used it this morning. It helped me just to feel so much better. But yeah, I do use it sometimes as a perfume. I think it's the vanilla in it that makes it kind of sweet smelling. But I do like it I've got to be in the right mood for it. It's not like my go-to all the time, but I do like wearing it sometimes as a perfume.
You know, when have found it most beneficial to me when I'm using it is, or when I find to use it is when I'm kind of feeling like in a funk. Like I'm feeling like not, I mean, for lack of a better word, just not really passionate about anything. Just like I'm kind of apathetic about stuff. I'm kind of like, well.
You know, I feel like passion and motivate are like best friends. And sometimes you need the motivate oil and sometimes you need the passion oil, but they're so closely connected.
I see that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's even if you have your passion oil, you know, so you can get it in the 5 milliliter here, which is great for diffusing, or if you may want to make your own roller bottle. But then it also comes in the touch, which is pre-diluted, ready to go. Love to like have this on the go. But I found some people who shared some interesting uses for this one. Someone shared that they use this for like joint pain, and that it was like they called it stealth pain relief.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
That is crazy.
But it does make sense with the ginger in it and the cardamom that it could be really helpful for some pain relief. And then another person said that this was one of their favorite oils to support like a dry or a scratchy throat. That tons of people that use oils around them have had success with it. So, and I kind of have a scratchy throat right now, so I'm just gonna like,
there you go.
I'm gonna do it.
Well, and this isn't going to be surprising to anybody because we're sitting here talking about it, right? But so passion is actually the oil that helps you to, the blend that helps you to find your passion, right? It says if you are lacking that kind of internally, if you're caught in self-denial, if you feel like you have a sense of duty, but you have no joy in that sense of duty. So maybe you feel like you're just going through the motions. There's nothing exciting about it. This is the oil blend for you, right? So it helps us to take risks, to face our fears, to just kind of go forward and take some action maybe and stop holding ourselves back if we feel, you know, we're limiting ourselves. This is a really, really good one to use.
I love that. I love that. Well, so what do we do though when we go to the doctor and they say, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. You just need to go home and get rest and just wait it out. Well, that's what I used to do when the doctor said that. We give the
doctor a lesson on oregano.
Oh, yeah.
Because now I go home and there's stuff that I do.
Yes. We have got so many ways to blow your mind on oregano tonight.
Yes. So Jennifer has some personal stuff to share even recently that she wants to share about oregano. But before she gets to that, so you have oregano and oregano touch. Now, my favorite is oregano touch because this is a hot, cannot emphasize enough, hot oil. Anybody who's used oils long enough has some kind of oregano story that involves burning and screaming. So don't be that. Just use your oils judiciously and use them with coconut oil. Always with this for sure. But I love it because our friend Pamela, she calls this a gangster of nature because it cleanses things like she calls squatters. So like microbes, parasites, bacteria, fungi, and not just on a physical level, right, Jennifer? But also on an emotional level so that our bodies, sorry, it's loud behind you guys. So that our bodies can be inhospitable to all kinds of parasitic insult. Okay. So think about in your life, the parasites that may be physically, but then also in your life, maybe that people that may be like parasitic in your life. And so I love it because God is allowing, it's his provision in nature to really influence our body's response to those attacks. And the oils don't necessarily fix the problem for you, but they're a tool that helps your body kind of regain that resilience, that resistance to stimulate parts of your body that are created by God to be resistant to those attacks. So we do have natural immune functions, and that is our body's natural influence mechanism. So every once in a while, there's a hole though in the defense, either with stress or with toxins that we've been exposed to or our choices. that weaken those boundaries. So think about this in the physical sense as well as in the emotional sense as well. And when we can use the oregano, we're feeding not what ails us, but what feeds what heals us. So I'm just going to share this really quick, brief video with you guys, from Dr. David Stoyer, who shares some amazingness about oregano here. And let me see if I can pull up
so much awesome.
The video here. Of course, it switched tabs on me here. There we go. There it is. All of a sudden, I couldn't find it. Okay, here we go.
Amy and her 42 tabs.
All right, here we go.
Bacteria have the ability to change their genetic makeup over time for their own self-preservation. Bacteria have their own defensive mechanism. They produce something called a peptidoglycan layer. It's the equivalent of an M&M shell that's protecting the chocolate on the inside. Now, one of the other elements that bacteria are very, very good at making, and that is something called a biofilm. Biofilm is its own very goopy, slimy mess that it covers itself in. So what's now starting to happen is we are finding that once very useful antibacterial medications are no longer effective at all. What that means for us, we have to use stronger antibacterial medications. We have to use more potent antibacterial medications. That comes at a cost to our own bodies. Melaleuca has the ability to come in and start to modify that sludge and remove it so that the oregano can get to the bacteria. And in oregano, there's a product called carvacrol. Carvacrol will bind to that peptidoglycan and it punctures a little hole in there. Once that hole opens, you start to get a passing of ions back and forth. What that does to the bacteria is it allows it to lyse. It means burst open. And we've now accomplished something very dramatic, and that is by doing nothing more than using 2 simple little plant-based essential oils, you have created a very effective antibacterial solution.
You're on mute. Take yourself off mute, Amy.
Isn't that so cool, you guys?
Yes, it is. It's amazing.
I love that. And such a cool visualization that we can actually see how that's working. And so, hey, Vivian, good to see you on here with us tonight too. So, so very cool. But I know Jennifer, as cool as all of that is, Jennifer has even more to share with us about oregano.
I do. You guys, I have to be honest. When I first started doTERRA, I think that oregano for me was one of the ones that I barely pulled out and used. I knew it was a heavy hitter when it came to exactly what we just saw, so like there's the squatters, as Pramila calls them, that hang out and we want to make them go away. I knew it was super powerful for that, but I didn't really know what else to do with it besides that. And so you guys know I've talked about the fact that I am someone who, could either be classified as highly sensitive, empath, that type of thing, right? And so we've talked about energy and what it does to you when you are somebody that is highly sensitive and you're around people all the time that are funky and negative and right? So what I found recently is that there are oils that can really help to bring out certain things in you, right? Obviously, but there's also oils that can kind of counterbalance when maybe you want that empath side or that highly sensitive side to not be quite so out and prominent. There's times where you want it and there's times where you don't, honestly, okay? So when do you not want that? Anytime you're in a situation with a ton of other people around, sometimes it's kiddos in school, right? Sometimes they are just in a situation they don't feel real comfortable there. oregano on the bottom of the feet. And so how I am doing this, remember what we said, it's super hot. You never use this one undiluted ever on your body anywhere. It's not going to feel good. But so the oregano touch for me has become a go-to. It is something that is in my purse with me all the time or in my bag, no matter what I'm doing. And at those times that I know that I am going into a situation that could be really not good for me, that is going on the bottoms of my feet. What I found is that it actually makes me, it's not that it takes me from being completely feeling to cold. It takes me from being here to maybe I'm over here in the middle. I still am able to feel things. I still am able to empathize with someone, but I can do it in a way that's not going to be harmful to me. And so that I have already told probably like 5 or 10 of my friends, and I have only been using it for 2 or 3 weeks, but you guys, it is blowing my mind. And if you are somebody that deals with that, or you know someone who deals with that, oregano touch on the bottom of the feet, amazeballs. Okay. Besides that, it talks about in our emotions book that it is the oil of humility and of non-attachment. Okay. So it helps to remove blocks, clears negativity, cuts away negative attachments. So where we kind of get stuck in something negative, it's a really good one to help us get rid of that. It also addresses a person's need to be right. Mm-hmm. So if you're one of those people, or you know somebody that's one of those people, you need to get some oregano on them when they don't know it.
If you're saying you don't know anybody like that, it's probably you.
Exactly. If you're saying that you don't know anybody, you're probably that person. So maybe just you need the oregano touch or the oregano touch, right? There's your sign.
Class, Jennifer, the aromatherapy class, and we passed the oregano for that. And that's how we say that, you know, if you feel like you always have to be right, mm-hmm. to calm down during an argument. And she smelled it and she said, no, I am always right. I don't need oregano.
She actually did. It was so funny. I am always right. I
love that. I love that. So but, all that to say too. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So it's anybody that just holds on really tight to opinions and can't really let go of them and can't see another point of view. And so some people have said when using oregano, a person may feel encouraged to end a toxic relationship, quit an oppressive job, or end a destructive habit. It is, I think, probably one of the least understood and yet one of the most powerful essential oils we have, especially for the emotions. And so that's why I've been so excited to talk about it now for a couple of weeks, because I'm like, oh, I can't wait to tell everybody.
Well, and this, if you haven't figured it out by now, is your go-to for the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Like when everyone around you is saying, oh my gosh, it's coming. Chill out, because you've got your oregano.
You got oregano.
And I think maybe we should clarify here too, because last week when we talked about On Guard and the On Guard Plus and how we said to be mindful and not to take that longer than 10 days in a row because of the oregano, that's because we're taking it internally. So when Jennifer says that she uses it all the time and she has it in her purse, it's putting on topically. So just I want to make that distinction for anyone who is watching last week. Internally, we need to be mindful of how much we use and how long, and then externally, dilute, but you can use it
without ceasing.
Very good point. So I know a lot of you have said you're stressed out and you're getting tension, headaches and things. What can you use? You can break out your past tense tension roller. This comes in a roller bottle. And this is when you're going to be glad you have this on hand. In fact, inside our private customer group, we've been talking about this oil, this blend a lot. And a lot of people have been saying, I keep this with me everywhere I go. So here's why. Here's what's in this. It's wintergreen and lavender and peppermint and frankincense. It's also got cilantro and marjoram leaves, Roman chamomile, basil, and rosemary. So it's a very powerful blend for really just releasing tension. And so it comes undiluted. Okay. So just straight oils. And I actually normally keep it that way. I don't know about you guys. Some of the oils that come like that, I will kind of dilute them down, but this one I don't. But one tip I have for you about this is, so if you have tension along the head, be careful of don't just roll it around the head, because you can have a tendency to have it drip down into the eyes, right?
That is my story.
Yes. So you want to like apply it to your fingers and then add it to, like your story, yes, with Motivate. Because again, peppermint in here as well. So, but so many people get relief with this oil. It's very fresh smelling, very minty and herbal. But think about this not only for stress and tension, head tension, but also you can use this even if you don't have your deep blue handy. This is really great for any kind of pain relief, tension in the muscles, joints, those kinds of things too. So I love this, and you can get this oil for free this month. So if you are new to oils, or even if you already have oils, you can still get this free this month. But any 200 point order, around $200 worth order this anytime this month, gets you a free balance and past tense and a free aroma touch massage blend. And we've already talked about aroma touch and balance in our series. So and in those of you who are inside our private customer group, we are sharing all kinds of tips and testimonies on how to use these three over the next couple of weeks. We started with this one, and this week I think we're talking about balance. So and people have already said, oh my gosh, after hearing about all of this, I'm getting mine. I got to get mine. So if you want to know more about how to get this oil for free this month, you can just put in the comments. What can they put in the comments, Melissa, that will let us know that we can help them out?
Free is free.
Okay, so put free in the comments, even if you're watching this after the replay or on the replay, and we can help you out, figure out how you can get that for free this month. Okay, what about patchouli? Anybody that make you think of hippies when you think of patchouli?
Yes.
This oil cracks me up, you guys, because it's not quite as bad as vetiver, but it might be. Like nothing is coming out, you guys.
You will be waiting for
days. There's one drop there. So patchouli, now I'm going to smell like a hippie for the rest of the night. Patchouli is a very thick oil, so it comes out very slow, but it's an herb from the mint family, and it's very rooting, very grounding, very balancing to the mood and the emotions. And I actually had somebody share this story that that they were up all night one night and they were dealing with an issue that a lot of breastfeeding mothers deal with, you know, where the tissue gets hard and warm. And they use their patchouli and lavender on it topically every 15 or 20 minutes, and totally helped with that issue that they were having, and they were able to keep on breastfeeding. So if you know any breastfeeding mamas or moms who are pregnant and going to be breastfeeding, you want to share this with them for sure. And also I have another, that same friend was sharing that she is 1 part patchouli, 1 part clary sage, and put those in with coconut oil in a roller bottle, and used it for some insomnia that she was having postpartum and some mood swings that she was having. And she was like, I'm in love, because she was having the deepest night of sleep in the 12 days since she'd had her baby. So so if the oils that you're trying to help with sleep, maybe you're trying just lavender, or maybe you're trying serenity, feel free to branch out, because you never know when another oil is going to be more beneficial to you at that time. In fact, 9 times out of 10, just switching the oil can really make a huge difference, right? Have you guys experienced that too?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I personally, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to cover a couple of the things that emotionally it does for us. So it's actually the oil of vitality. And one thing that I learned about it that I thought was really interesting is that for people that have obsessive disorders, this is one that helps them to scale back on the obsessive behavior that they have. So anything obsessive you can think of, this could be a really good one. It's actually really great for yoga too, because it helps you to connect the spirit with the body. So if you're somebody that does yoga, that is also good to know. But it helps us to release emotional judgments and issues related to the body, such as believing that the body is unholy or dirty. And it also helps with body image distortion. So if you're someone that's hyper-focused on, oh, this part of my body is ridiculous, my whatever is too big or this or that or whatever, the patchouli, the hippie oil is the one that you need.
I love that. Well, I don't know how I discovered this, but 2 of my boys have had instances where they were having some digestive issues, and the patchouli actually was very helpful to them. But it also can cool down the body temperature, so it can cool down fevers. So if you don't want to use something like peppermint or spearmint, maybe those are too cooling, go with patchouli. Or maybe if you're a breastfeeding mom and you're trying to stay away from peppermint, there's others you can use. But you know what I just learned, you guys? It's also a termite repellent. Hello.
I did not know that.
So you could actually put your patchouli in a spray bottle with some water, and you could use that around your baseboards or wherever you've been seeing termites, or to just use kind of as a protectant with that. So isn't that cool?
That is awesome. Brand new information.
Okay. All we have left is PB Assist and PB Assist Junior. Is that right?
Woo!
All right. Well, we don't want to forget about those, because these are like go-tos in every person's house. We all need this. And this is like Melissa's like gut health
wheelhouse.
Yes. Melissa, go.
You need probiotics. Everybody needs them. Take the probiotics.
Are you going to go into more detail about that?
If I just start talking about gut health, man, we're going to be on for another 30 minutes. But again,
what's special about PB Assist?
Second brain, so treat your gut right. PB Assist has how many strains in here? I'm going to look.
I think it's 6 different strains.
I was going to say 5. So 5 or 6 different strains of the what's the word there? Live cells. So they have 6, you're right. 6, a blend of 6 different probiotic strains specifically selected for their benefits. This one is specifically for kids. So those 6 strains with the 5 billion live cells have been chosen to really work with kids' digestive system. My kids think this is candy. I have to pick them up because they don't like, oh, we have to take our vitamins. No, like, can I take another one? Can I take another one? I don't know if you can hear, but it's like powdered sugar. It's like a pixie stick, and that's why I just cut it and shoot it like a pixie stick, and they think it is delicious. I have no problem getting them to take their probiotics. And I know adults that take this one instead too. So even though it's formulated for kids, this is good for adult digestive system too, especially if you don't like to take pills. So this is an awesome option.
There's the pill.
Strawberry melon flavor. So there's the
so Jennifer's got the PB Assist, and Melissa has the PB Assist Junior for kids.
Yep.
Now, what's very unique about the PB Assist is that it is double encapsulated. So I don't know if you can show it again, Jennifer, but I don't know if people can see, but it's actually, you can see there's actually 2, it's a capsule within a capsule. And there's a reason for that. There's actually only 6 strains of bacteria in the PB Assist, which some of you who maybe have taken probiotics for many years, you may think, well, that's not very many strains. And it's not, because normally you would look for more strains than that. However, because it's double encapsulated, you know, when you're taking something that's going into a very acidic environment like your stomach and you're wanting it to get all the way into the lower intestines, most probiotics out there on the market fall really short in being able to reach that area because they get destroyed by the stomach acids. And that is the reason that these are double encapsulated and you don't need as many strains because they are able to survive all the way through. So so if you want a healthy digestive system, if you want to be able to lessen the feelings of bloating, the feelings of even lessen your allergic reactions to things, if you want to be able to have a stronger immune system, then this is like a daily, on the daily. Like this is like with your vitamins, this is like with your water every day, taking your probiotics. You want to bump it up too when you're taking anything like antibiotics, because that flora in your gut is such a delicate balance that it can be thrown off really easily, and it can be thrown off for up to a year taking antibiotics. So you want to be taking this on the daily. I don't know, do you guys take probiotic? Do you guys take the PB Assist daily?
Yes.
I do, and I'm going to be real honest here. My kids do not. I have 3 kids, so I don't buy 3 boxes every month. It's just a little bit more than my budget can take. But I did talk to a health practitioner friend of mine, and she said 10 days. Can you do 10 days at the first of the month? And that's 1 box. So that's what we do. They take it from the 1st to the 10th every month, and it gets them going, and it's a great foundation for them. And as great as if they could take it every day, but it's really, really good, and it's better than not taking it at all. So if you can't do it every day, do it 10 days. 10 days is a good amount of time if you can get that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was going to share this little quick story from this girl, Kristen. She was saying that that she was struggling with some skin issues for years, and she had been working with a dermatologist for 10 years, and nothing was making the problem completely go away. She was doing all kinds of different things to do, and when she was introduced to dōTERRA, she said her world completely changed, and she started taking a rotation of the GX Assist, which we've talked about a while back when we were covering G, which is a powerhouse at helping clear out things out of the gut. So she was doing a rotation of GX Assist and the PB Assist every month for about 6 months. And now her skin is completely clear, and she's not dealing with those issues that she had dealt with for 10 years, you guys. So when we think about skin, we think about like, what can we put on the skin to fix it, right? But that's not always where we need to start, right? Sometimes, in fact, many times, most times, if not all the time, we got to start inside the gut to heal from within. So keep that in mind next time you have something going on skin related with your body or your loved one's body or something. So so anyway, is that all that we're covering tonight? Did we finish everything?
That's it.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, we're so glad that you guys joined in with us tonight. And next week, you're going to want to stay with us, because next week we're going to be talking about breaking those chains that bind us. We're going to be talking about how to bring the chill back into summer. And we're going to be talking about some pink ribbon awareness stuff. So much more. So if any of those apply to you, or you want someone else to really be able to rock their health in 2019, you're going to want to share that with them and join us next week. It will also be Father's Day. So we are going to be celebrating fathers and the fathers in our lives as well. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, right?
Yes.
Yay. We'll see you guys next week. I'll still be in Oklahoma, so we'll be sweeping down the plains. Everybody singing that song, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. All right. I'll let you guys listen to that, and now you're going to sing that all night long.
Yeah,
Yay.
thanks.
Good night, you guys.